Hello and welcome to a short video here in the workshop. So the public ranges are slowly closing down for the winter. The days are getting shorter and their usual opening hours being sort of straight after work, 4 or 5 o'clock onwards. There's really not much time to shoot with good light. So typically they close down end of September, November time. So it's time to get the guns out, disassemble them, give them a good clean, function check, repairs, and so on. And that's what I'm starting to get busy with. And here I was servicing Mrs Chap's lovely little muff pistol here. It is a Walther TPH 22LR. In fact, she loves these so much that we now have two. Funnily enough, this one functions absolutely fine on normal 22, and this one needs a bit more punchy mini mag and so on. Anyway, this one from the beginning has had some light strike issues. Now, when we're shooting sort of rapid fire competitions, luckily these are double action. So if you remember that it's double action, you can squeeze the trigger. It's a long trigger, but usually a double strike on the rim will set it off. Otherwise, it's just an ammo issue. So trying to pin down what the problem would be. Now these are really very simple little pistols, so there's not that much there could be going on. So I replaced the mainspring and the return spring and the firing pin spring with the Wolf factory new ones, factory spec ones. So that's that problem eliminated. And still umming and ahhing as what could be the cause of this. And one of our good friends, Ken, who's had a lot of experience with 22 rifles, said, why don't you check the chamber? And now I know the back of the chamber has been hammered by the firing pin. This is probably, I think it's one of the series that pre-1970. And had a lot of owners down the road, and it's very tempting with these little things to dry fire them just for fun. And obviously whoever did this in the past did not have a dummy or an empty cartridge in there, so there is a big dint where the firing pin's been slamming into the just above the back of the chamber. But of course the striker does penetrate into the axis of the chamber because that's where the rim is. And indeed this has been done so much that there's a tiny bit of steel that's been pushed in towards the central axis of the bore of the chamber, and this could be one of the reasons why it's not quite striking fully every time, because although it's feeding fine, it does mean that there's a little bit of drag due to this little bit of material poking into the chamber that's hindering the fully chambering the cartridge. It's enough so that the safeties work and the slide goes fully into battery, but it does mean that when the striker is going to fall, it's going to push the cartridge in a bit until it's fully seated, and then any energy left is going to go into striking the rim and hopefully setting off the cartridge. Now, since the springs on these are really carefully balanced to the minimum, any energy that's taken away from the striker due to doing something else could have an influence on the reliability. So this is what the problem may be, and let's see what I can do about it. Alright, let's do a quick disassembly. This is just like the older brothers, the PP and the PPK. And let's have a look at the barrel face. There you can see it's been thoroughly hammered over time, so previous owners have had a lot of fun dry firing this. And we can see this, it's focusing properly. There is a little bit of metal that is poking inwards towards the chamber middle, and this could be one of the reasons why we get the occasional misfires. Common problem on these 22s, whatever rifle pistol. So what we're going to do is gently persuade the material back towards the outside so we get a nice cylindrical chamber again. So here's the business end of the tool. We've got a conical section which goes into the chamber to center it, and then we've got this flat. And this is what's going to gently push the material back out. So put a drop of oil in there, push it into the chamber, and gently roll it round and round until we can no longer feel a little bump where the bit of material is, and then we're good. So don't mind the rough finish on this. The only important bit is the flat and the cone. So this bit here is not necessary in the general tools, but the ejector on the TPH is a bit of a fiddle to get out. You need to remove all this block, and there's all sorts in there, and little springs which I don't want to deal with. So I've just removed a chunk so that I can go around the ejector. Some of the commercial ones available are just like a drill bit, hex, and there you've got the option of putting a rod in the back and pushing it in, or they're threaded at the front, so you can put a cleaning rod in through the muzzle, screw the tip in, and then pull the tip into the chamber. So there we go. This is just here to get the hammer out of the way. There's a little bit of extra travel there, so it's not in the way of the tool. So there we go, that's the result. Believe me, it is now completely cylindrical. There's no indication of a material poking inwards anymore, and provided there's no more dry firing without a dummy, it should then stay like this. And hopefully when we take it out to the range next time, there will be no more misfires. I've also changed the mainspring in this, so hopefully all that, a little bit of TLC, will bring about some improvements. Get away from me, ruffian! Pew! So, on my head be it. I hope the repair is successful. Mrs Chap is very attached to this, and she's absolutely lethal with this, even out to 50 meters. So, on my head be it. So this problem is nothing new. It was new to me, but I'm not particularly a too long rifle shooter, hence why the tools are even commercially available. But maybe it's new to you too. We tend to concentrate on the somewhat bigger guns, but we like the little ones too. So I hope you learned something today. I certainly did. It was fun making the tool, and thank you for watching, and thank you for your support on whatever platform you wish to follow us on, and see you soon.